I also bought a backpack during the time between the last video and this one. So now that we've bought some stuff, and I'm really eyeballing that chest since I have the poop key, let's go find Alistair, assuming that there's nothing shiny for me to pillage. Which I wouldn't be a rogue if I didn't go check it out. Looky here! Hello?
I'm sorry, but there's so much to do before the battle. I must attend to my duties or I'll get the switch.
Join the Grey Wardens.
Yeah, elves can join the Grey Wardens. I'm gonna break down some barriers.
Tell me if you need anything, friend,
You
and I'll
know.
try to get it.
Start some revolution. Who's these? Hello?
Maker, watch over us all in the coming battle.
Yes. Oh, your God. Ah, hello.
What is it now? Haven't Grey Wardens asked more than enough of the Circle?
I simply came to deliver a message from the revered mother, Sir Mage. She desires your presence.
What her reverence desires is of no concern to me. I am busy helping the Grey Wardens, by the King's orders, I might add.
Should I have asked her to write a note?
Tell her I will not be harassed in this manner.
Yes, I was harassing you by delivering a message.
Your glibness does you no credit.
Here I thought we were getting along so well. I was even going to name one of my children after you. The Grumpy One.
Oh.
Enough. I will speak to the woman if I must. Get out of my way, fool.
Whoa. Chillax.
You know, one good thing about the Blight is how it brings people together.
Yeah. I do know exactly what you mean.
It's like a party. We could all stand in a circle and hold hands. That would give the Darkspawn something to think about. Wait, we haven't met, have we? I don't suppose you happen to be another mage.
No. Would that make your day worse?
Hardly. I just like to know my chances of being turned into a toad at any given moment. Wait, I do know who you are. You're Duncan's new recruit, the Dalish. I should have recognized you right away. I apologize.
See, I like playing this game with other origins where you're the only elf and the only dwarf, and they're still like, I didn't recognize you. Jesus.
Did Duncan mention me? Nothing bad, I hope. As the junior member of the Order, I'll be accompanying you when you prepare for the joining.
What can you tell me?
Honestly, nothing. Try not to worry about it. It will just distract you. You know, it just occurred to me that there have never been many women in the Grey Wardens. I wonder why that is.
Let's see here. I can handle myself.
I'm getting that impression.
Oh.
So I'm curious. Have you ever actually encountered Darkspawn before?
Actually, yes.
I've only fought them once up close, and that was before the battles here started, which Duncan has kept me out of so far. Tell me, did you find them as monstrous as I did?
Could be monsterier.
You'll be at an advantage then. Most new recruits have never even seen Darkspawn. Anyhow, whenever you're ready, let's get back to Duncan. I imagine he's eager to get things started. With the mage, the Circle is here at the King's request, and the Chantry doesn't like that one bit. They just love letting mages know how unwelcome they are, which puts me in a bit of an awkward position. I was once a Templar.
Oh my god, that means absolutely nothing to me.
You don't know? Quick version then.
Ooh.
The Chantry tries to control mages because they're dangerous, so they keep Templars that train to hunt down and kill apostates.
I never get a
That's
quick version of
what
anything.
I was being trained as when Duncan recruited me 6 months ago. I'm sure the revered mother meant it as an insult, sending me as her messenger, and the mage picked right up on that. I never would have agreed to deliver it, but Duncan says we're all to cooperate and get along. Apparently they didn't get the same speech.
Oh, we're never gonna sing Kumbaya at this rate.
Davith and Sir Jory are here in the camp. Have you met them?
Yes. Yes, I did.
That makes things easy then. They'll both be back with Duncan by now.
Oh, let's do some flirting.
You do? Huh. That's a switch. If you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, lead on.
You're actually the person who, you know, is kind of in charge,
Yes?
are not you? Tell me about yourself.
As I said, I was trained as a Templar before Duncan recruited me about 6 months ago. The Chantry raised me. And becoming a Templar was a decision made for me a long time ago. Duncan saw I wasn't happy, and figured my training against mages could double for fighting Darkspawn. Now, here I stand, a proud Grey Warden. The Grand Cleric wouldn't have let me go if Duncan never forced the issue. I'll always be grateful to him.
What's wrong with the Chantry? It seems lovely.
It just wasn't for me. I believe in the Maker well enough, but I never wanted to devote my life to the Chantry. I spent years in that Chantry, hopelessly resigned to my fate. Duncan was the first person who cared what I wanted. He risked a lot of trouble with the Grand Cleric to help me. Or maybe he just happens to be a good man.
I wasn't insinuating anything. Chillax.
Don't worry. I'll try not to embarrass you. What about? So I imagine. What would you like to know?
Makes you all so special.
The Grey Wardens are warriors without equal. Darkspawn threatened to destroy the world 4 times over. Each time, the Grey Wardens led mankind to victory. Nobody knows more about Darkspawn, and nobody's better equipped to deal with them. You'll see. Trust me. I don't know if I'd go that far. Duncan says the Grey Wardens do whatever is necessary to protect mankind from Darkspawn. That means some pretty extreme things. Whatever it takes to bring victory.
Alright, you're still evading, but whatever.
King Marek, Kaelin's father, reaffirmed the power the Grey Wardens were given during the Blights. In practice, we can't conscript too often without hurting our cause. We were exiled from Ferelden once. Best not to let that happen again.
Yeah, exile. If only the Dalish knew something about that.
The others are camped with the King's soldiers in the valley. The King's given us a position of honor at the vanguard, despite our small numbers. I think Kaelin is actually excited to ride into battle with us. Maybe he thinks that's what his father would have done. Well, let's see. Surely you've heard of Weishaupt Fortress?
Nope.
The great eyrie carved into the White Cliffs far off in the Anderfels?
Nope.
That's where the Grey Wardens once kept their griffins.
Ooh, griffins.
The griffins died out, however, and our numbers have dwindled since the last Blight. There's only a handful left in Ferelden. A few more in other nations.
What kind of chicken shit outfit is this? No griffins? No army?
You want to ask me about something else?
No, but I will.
Of course.
What's the bite?
You want the Chantry's version or the truth?
I prefer the truth.
The truth is, we don't really know. They come up from the ground, and that's as far as we've gotten. Yes, and it nearly wiped us out. When defeated, the Darkspawn flee back underground and seek out another old god to taint, thus bringing another Blight.
That sounds kind of self-perpetuating. Maybe we should stop that.
We haven't seen it yet. People are beginning to think this is just an unusually large Darkspawn raid without an Archdemon to unify them. But seriously, the Archdemon could be in the wilds or underground. It could be hiding. Just because it hasn't shown itself doesn't mean it isn't out there.
Why not kill the Darkspawn?
They've controlled the deep roads ever since they defeated the Dwarven kingdoms. Even if we invaded, we can only chase them so far. The old gods were dragons, so the stories say. Big ones. Intelligent, even. The Tevinter Empire had big statues of them. Each dragon had a name and a place in the cosmos. It's all very intricate. The archdemons may not be the old gods, but they're definitely dragons.
Lovely.
The Grey Wardens killed so many Darkspawn by the end of the last Blight. People decided they were gone for good.
Stupid people.
Of course.
How do we defeat blights?
We chop off the snake's head. It's the only way. According to texts, the most famous Grey Warden leader, Garahel, killed the Archdemon Underarl in personal combat at the Battle of Aesley to end the last Blight. Without the Archdemon to command them, the Darkspawn flee back underground. Thousands, tens of thousands. They've had centuries to build up their numbers.
From what? Are they zombies?
The Grey Wardens keep watch. We feel the Darkspawn when they come. You'll understand after the joining, if you... well, you'll understand. Not to mention people start to notice when Darkspawn pour out of the wilds and taint everything around them. Just a guess.
I have a question on how Darkspawn make more Darkspawn. Are there mommy and daddy Darkspawn?
You want to ask me about something else?
Yes, but it's kind of a big question. Tell me about Duncan.
Duncan is the leader of the Grey Wardens in Ferelden, which he would say doesn't mean much, as there aren't many of us here. Yet, beyond that, he's a good man. A good judge of character. I owe him a lot. What about you? What do you think of him?
Well, probably not going to say anything disparaging about your hero. He's saving my life.
That sounds familiar. He's done the best he can with what little he has. And that includes me, I guess. You want to ask me about something else?
Are you volunteering? Let's talk about the joining.
I wish I could tell you more. Maybe ask me again after Duncan speaks to you about it. You want to ask me about something else?
The battle.
The one tomorrow. I'll tell you. It's Tern Loghain we should be looking to win it, not the king. Kaelin just wants his place in history. The Tern is planning the strategy. That's my opinion, anyway. I guess I should be thankful the king favors us Grey Wardens. But I know who's keeping the lid on the pot.
Chances of success?
I'm sure Tern Loghain has the battle planned to the last detail. Still, no Blight has ever been defeated with so little cost. We're at the edge of the Korkari Wilds, the eye of the Blight storm, right where the Horde will be coming. Ostagar itself is in excellent defensive position. The Wilders were pushed back from here time and again in ancient days.
What do I get to do?
You know, that's a good question. The other Grey Wardens are riding into battle with the king. I don't know if you'll be with them.
Oh.
If we don't break the Horde here, Duncan says it will spread until it engulfs all of Ferelden. Then it will take an alliance of nations to fight it. Which would be bad. Neither the king nor the Tern really seems to believe this is a real Blight, however.
Well, they're all stupid.
You want to ask me about something else?
No.
Then let's get a move on, shall we?
Alright.
Here.
Got Alistair. What has he got? Finally, a meat shield. And he approves. Look at that. This is where we piss off or not piss off our companions. He doesn't have anything like that. Alright, let's get out of here.
You found Alistair, did you? Good. I'll assume you're ready to begin preparations. Assuming, of course, that you're quite finished riling up mages, Alistair.
What can I say? The revered mother ambushed me. The way she wields guilt, they should stick her in the army.
She forced you to sass the mage, did she? We cannot afford to antagonize anyone, Alistair. We don't need to give anyone more ammunition against us.
You're right, Duncan. I apologize.
Oh.
Now then, since you're all here, we can begin. You four will be heading into the Kokari Wilds to perform 2 tasks. The first is to obtain 3 vials of Darkspawn blood. 1 for each recruit.
Okay. Yeah, I think we've had a few opportunities to get blood.
Of course. You must work together to collect the components, however.
Oh.
It's as much a part of the joining as what comes after.
Team building. Fine.
For the joining itself. I'll explain more once you've returned.
Fine. Second task?
There was once a Grey Warden archive in the wilds, abandoned long ago when we could no longer afford to maintain such remote outposts. It has recently come to our attention that some scrolls have been left behind, magically sealed to protect them. Alistair, I want you to retrieve these scrolls if you can. Old treaties, if you're curious. Promises of support made to the Grey Wardens long ago. They were once considered only formalities. With so many having forgotten their commitments to us, I suspect it may be a good idea to have something to remind them with.
Contractual obligation. Everyone can get behind that.
It's possible the scrolls may have been destroyed or even stolen, though the seal's magic should have protected them. Only a Grey Warden can break such a seal.
I don't understand. Why leave such things in a ruin if they're so valuable?
It was assumed that we would someday return. A great many things were assumed that have not held true.
But I'm not bitter.
It will be an overgrown ruin by now, but the sealed chest should remain intact. Alistair will guide you to the area you need to search. No, but the effort must be made. I have every confidence you are up to the task.
Me specifically, or all of us?
Watch over your charges, Alistair. Return quickly and safely.
We will.
Then may the Maker watch over your path. I will see you when you return.
Alright. Got Alistair and a pair of bitches over here. I think we're finally ready to roll. Let's see. Fall in, gents.
Hail. I'm told you all have business in the wilds. The gate's open for you. Just be careful out there. Even a Grey Warden won't be safe in the forest tonight.
Yes, well. Shut up.